Muy bien, pretty good. Thanks.
Mucho gusto, Samuel. And thanks for turning your camera on. Hello, Nadir. Nice to see you.
Hello all. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, I wish to
Thank
see you too.
Yeah, so we have Sok Than.
We are ready.
Hello, sir. Thang Sok Thang.
Okay. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello. My name is Sok Thang. I am from Cambodia. And I want to say that my English is not good. So please apologize making
No
mistake.
problem. Yeah, we are all learning here, so no worries about that.
Yes.
Yeah, we would really appreciate if you
all for
can turn
me.
your camera on.
Thank you.
Okay, so Sokan, we would really appreciate you if you can turn on your camera.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for your collaboration and welcome to our group.
Yes, thank you.
Hisham, we are ready.
Yeah, okay. I'm still trying to introduce some new members to our meeting. Okay, maybe after 1 minute we start. It's okay if the streaming is already live. Yulia.
By the way,
Rajesh.
Yulia is my friend.
Sorry?
Yulia is my friend.
Who is speaking? Ikram?
Ikram.
Oh, okay. So, you are using your computer camera?
No. I'm just.
Okay, so if you are using your phone to speak, please use the same camera as your mic. You know?
Okay, wait. Okay.
Like you don't need to it's better not to use a mic in a device and a camera in another device, you know?
Right.
Excuse me, can I ask a question before we get started?
Yeah, sure.
Today our host is it Ikram Morocco?
Yeah, Ikram from Morocco.
So she also our dancing instructor, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because I saw her face is kind of familiar to me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Buzni, hello, welcome, and thanks for turning your camera on.
Hello. Happy to see you again.
Nice to see you, Buzni. Jirum, hello. Okay, so.
Hello everyone.
Hi,
hello.
Jirum.
Hello.
Yeah, so. Yeah, before to start, I have some tips to tell you about for a perfect meeting. So please make your phone on the horizontal way. For like Rajesh, please make your phone on the horizontal way. Also, mute yourself if you are not speaking and only unmute yourself if you want to speak to make a quiet background to our host. Also, if you have any question or you want to participate or share your ideas, just raise your hand on Zoom option and we will let you speak, okay? So, yeah, Pat, would you please make me a co-host?
Okay, wait.
And for our members, we would really appreciate you to turn on your camera. This is a video meeting, not an audio meeting. So the camera is strongly recommended. Hello, Fatma. Hello, Lakhdar. And thanks for turning on your camera.
Hello, John.
Yeah, please, if you are not speaking, hi. Hello, Freya. Thank you for turning on your camera. Yeah, so let's get started. I hope Ikram is ready. Okay, Pat, would you make the CTI account as a co-host?
Okay, wait.
Hello, Julia. Welcome to our conference. Yeah, would you please introduce yourself? We have 1 minute left before we start our conference. Just click on unmute yourself.
Hi guys. This
Hello.
is the first time I can't make up it.
Oh, okay. You are still not familiar with Zoom. That's okay. We can help you. So yeah, please introduce yourself. Just your name. Where are you from?
Oh, me. Okay, I'm Yulia. I'm from Russia. And this is the first time I'm using Zoom at all. I hope it will be okay.
No worries.
Nice to meet
Nice
you
to see
guys.
you and welcome to our meeting. Nice to meet
Thank
you
you very
too.
much.
Hi, Lucy. Hi. Okay, so it's time to start. And yeah, before we start, we have a new member. Sir, can you hear me? Please say hello if you can hear me. Okay, maybe you are facing some technical issues. Okay, so hello again and welcome to our Cti Global Conference, where we discuss very interesting ideas. So as you know, in our community, we have 2 meetings on Saturdays and on Sundays. So on Saturdays, we have a virtual English learning session. It's simply an English class, and we learn new vocabulary, pronunciation, we learn how to speak in public, and a lot of useful tips that could help us to increase and improve our English. And on Sunday, we have the Cti Global Conference. Both meetings are at the same time, which is 1 p.m. GMT. And our members, every time they choose a topic, and for every Sunday, we have a new host that broadcasts a very fascinating topic. So for today, we are going to discuss a topic which is chosen by Ikram from Morocco. And our topic is the design features of language. So Ikram, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you for being here today. My name is Ikram. I'm from Morocco, and
Ikram, would you please try to mute your computer
Yes, I muted.
so we can get rid of the echo?
You have to, Ikram, you have to stop the audio, stop joining audio from your computer, not only mute.
Yeah, you don't need to join from your computer. Like, don't join the audio from your computer.
Okay. Excuse me.
Okay, take your time. Yeah, and Ikram, also it would be helpful if you mute your phone so you cannot, because you are supposed to get maybe messages or phone calls. So try to put it on the plane mode or mute all the notification.
Is it better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So as I said, thanks for being here today. My name is Ikram and I'm from Morocco. Today I'm here to talk to you about design features of
Ikram, we cannot hear you very well. You are
You're not
cutting
hearing me at
out.
all.
Are you using your phone or your computer right now? And try to speak.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
The connection is not that good. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. That's good now. I can start.
Yeah, just try to speak
Okay.
loudly
Yeah.
enough so all members can hear you. And also, okay, so you are not joining from your computer, just stay without the audio and use your phone for both camera and audio, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So let me just share my screen. Do you see my screen? No?
Yeah, we can see your screen. Ikram, please stop the video on your computer
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we can see you from your phone.
Hmm. All right. Now better?
Yeah, better.
Okay.
And we are supposed to see your screen in a few seconds.
you see the?
Yeah, we can see your screen now. Mm-hmm.
Can you see the picture?
Mm-hmm.
The full picture?
Just a few seconds. Yeah, the screen sharing is delayed a little bit.
You cannot see it, right?
Not yet.
Hello?
Hello? Are you facing any technical issues?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so in the meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about our topic. Do you want to try? Okay, yeah,
Yes,
we can
now?
see it now.
All right. Finally. So today's topic will be about the design features of language. First, I would like to ask you some following question. Okay, yes, fine. So what is language and what are the characteristics of language? And do you think we share some of these characteristics as human with animal communication? I would like to know some of your ideas about this topic. Hello?
Hisham, you are mute.
It's a connection problem.
Yeah, okay, so we have Jenny, maybe wants to answer the first question. What's language? Okay, Jenny, go ahead.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk to you and to answer this question. So from my perspective, language for me is as a tool to communicate with each other, to convey, transfer our information and our thoughts, our opinion and ideas, our needs to other. We want this way to inform other, to communicate or interact. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. So basically it's a tool of communication. Okay, Rajesh, please go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
So, basically, language is a medium to share our ideas, thoughts, so that we can communicate with each other. That's it.
Thank you, Rajesh. Okay, Nirmal.
Actually, in my point of view, language is basically a source of communication. As we know that we all people are living in a universe, so it is basically a globalization which is very important to interact people from different regions. So that's why I think communication is the main source of conveying our information, our opinion, our thought, as well as our cultural transmission is also included in a communication. So that communication basically, so that is the way language is the main source of connecting people from different regions. So this is the main characteristics of language.
Thank you, Rajesh, for sharing your thought. Hello, Hani. Please share your opinion. Hani, unmute yourself and share your opinion, please.
It's sorry, I'm late, Hisham. It's about communication and different languages with different cultures. This is what I think also.
Thank you, Hani.
Welcome. Sorry, I am late, Hisham.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, Ikram, you can go for the next questions, so they can interact for the next questions. Ikram, unmute yourself and speak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So basically, we agreed that language is a means of communication. But do you think that's enough? It's a quite definition. I believe not. And so to know what's the real meaning of communication, we had to take a look of the characteristics of language and compare it with humans and with animals and other communications. So that's why I would like you. First of all, I divide my presentation into three sections. The first one is about the linguist who coined these features of language, and the second we will take a look of these characteristics one by one. Then we'll talk about the most spoken languages and the languages that we have that we spoke in the world. We speak. Okay. Can you see the next?
Yeah, Ikram, your screen sharing is not stable. So sometimes we see your office, sometimes the picture.
I see that. Can you see that now?
Yeah, so please, in the meanwhile, try to send the pictures on WhatsApp to me, so maybe I can help you, okay?
I don't have WhatsApp on my laptop.
Okay, no problem. So just go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys. I tried. I tested before, but it was okay. But here, I don't know what's happened.
Okay, Fawzu, would you like to share something?
Yes, good afternoon to all the friends here. The question is, what is language? I think language is a method of a human communication. It is a mean of communication, either spoken or written. We use in the language words in a structured or conventional way. It is a way how, in other way, children have a special language between them. Language is a system of communication, particularly or in community also. It is a way, or it is a mean between pairs, between people, between countries. Also, it is a mean of communication between the human beings and animals and nature. This is my idea about language, the first question on.
Thank you, Fauzu. Jander maybe wants to add something. Okay, Jander. Yeah. Just click on unmute and speak.
Thank you. So I think language is a tool, yeah, but it's a capacity for the human being to express their ideas or their thoughts and their feelings through the word, through the speaking. It's an innate capacity for the human beings to express themselves. I think it's that. And some characteristics of the language is the different language that we have, the accents, the cultures.
Okay, so okay, Ikram, do you want to continue?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Share my screen again.
Oh, I'm sharing maybe my screen. Let me stop it. Okay, let me allow you to share your screen again. Yeah, you are allowed to share your screen again.
Okay. Yes, so now I would like you to know something about this person in the picture. Is the one who coined this design features of language. So we would like to read these paragraphs. If you want to.
Okay, let me help you to read it. Or Chan, would you like to read the paragraph?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
And features human of language is a phrase coined in 1960s by the American linguist Charles Franks Hawkins. He attempted to distinguish the similarities and difference among animal communication systems and human language. He came up with a list that consists 13 features. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So Charles Francis Hawkins is the one who created this phrase, features human of languages. He tried to make a distinguish between the similarities and the differences that we have with animals' communication systems. And he came up with a list that consists, I'm sorry for the misspelling, consists 13 features. But then he adopted this list, and he came up with 15 to 16 features. beside this 13. So in this presentation, we will take a look on the 13, and I added some of the expanded features he added, so that we had an idea about it. So have an idea. Okay. Now let's move to the features that he created one by one. I've divided them to 9 sections so that we understand them correctly. Okay.
Ikram, your mic is moving, so there is a slight noise when you are speaking.
Okay.
Please try to fix it or try to speak without your earphones.
But you won't hear me well.
We can hear you, but there is a slight noise when your mic is moving, you know.
Okay, so all right, I'll take it. Maybe it's not that tricky. Okay, can you see the next? Okay, so the first section is the pragmatic function. It has one feature that called specialization. The speech is produced for communication. Humans, when they speak or sign, it is generally international and not chiefly for some other biological needs. Example of the unspecialized communication, the waggle dance and the chimpanzee displayed. So basically, this features is about that when we speak, we don't speak for some biological needs. The only reason behind our behind our language is to communicate. But unlike animals, that they have to communicate for some biological needs, like the waggle dance or the bee dance. The bee dance, for example, when the bee wanted to collect nectar, when she when she found a place full of productive flowers so that she can make honey, she has to talk to her fellow workers to join her in order to collect more nectar. But she wants that but she do that in a specific way. She go in the place where they are and she collect the audience and she dance, shaking her back in order to guide them to the place that is full of the productive flowers. But we don't need to do that. So this is the difference. So that's it. It's easy. It's yeah. I think you understand me. You got me. Do you have any question about this?
We cannot hear you clearly again. You are cutting out.
Okay.
Yeah, can you try to speak without your headphones? Maybe the sound would be better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you perfectly.
Okay. I just try to speak louder.
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, anyone want to ask about this feature?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Jerry from Mexico, you wanna ask something?
Okay, Jerry.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. Let me turn it. Yeah. Good morning or afternoon. According to this, I joined a little bit late. Sorry, I'm just trying to catching up. So according to this, the spoken language that we use, it wasn't necessary. Is that correct? But okay, but then, okay, because it makes me realize what the other day I was talking about sign language and the movement with the animals, you know, and the general
Yeah,
thing that we
yeah.
do when we speak with signs. But then, sign language, do you think that it will be part of the natural language then? Because we use it, well,
Of the what?
like when we speak with signs, you know, with our hands, even though we might not know exactly sign language, we always use our hands, our gestures to communicate. So those ones, do you think that are part of the, how was the name? Pragmatic language or not?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest, the features of language, Charles Hookett, when he created these features, he didn't at first take into consideration the sign language or other communication, but then he said first that every language that contains these features, it it is a true language. So at first he didn't take in consideration the sign language, but then it seems that sign language is also a true language. The difference is only that sign language use sign and motion, but the spoken language use sound and hearing. This is the only difference. But the sign language is also a true language. That's all. Okay. I think I answered your question.
Yeah, thanks. My mic was closed, so that's the reason why I couldn't speak. But yeah, you did. Thank you.
So can I just share my screen again? Hello? I can't share my screen. Okay. Now let's go to the next function. Just the modality. It contains 4 features. With these features, we hello?
Yes. Can you call me?
So as I said, yeah.
Could you please repeat the requirement? Read it, right?
Excuse me?
Scrum? Do you ask me?
Yes.
Your mic is mute.
Yeah, Jenny, would you please read for Ikram the
Yes,
text?
yes. And modality. Number 2, modality. Vocal, auditory, refers to the idea that speaking, hearing is the mode humans use for language, broadcast, transmission, and directional reception. It's the idea that you can detect where the sound where the sound come from. Rapid, could I continue? Rapid, rapid fading. Fading. It is the idea that through language that rather than a mere communication, when fade and finished rapidly once it's produced. Total feedback. Individuals are able to hear, modify, or correct a message they have produced. Okay, modality.
Okay, sorry, there is some misspelling here in the rapid fading. It is the idea that at true language, not the idea that that true language. Okay. So, thank you. Modality contains four features, which are vocal, auditory, rapid fading, broadcast transmission, and directional reception, and total feedback. So all these features, by the way, we share it with animals. We can share these features with animals. So vocal auditory refers to the idea that speaking or hearing is the mode humans use for language. So simply, I produce a message, you can hear me, this is vocal auditory, that's it. As I said, Mr. Jerry, I think, when he created this feature, he didn't take in consideration the sign language. Then it is it's a true language.
Yeah, I can see some questions here in the chat box. Lakhdar is asking, do animals have a language? Okay, so anyone
Yes, they have language.
wants to share his opinion about that question? That makes our thing a little bit interactive.
Yes,
Okay,
they have a
Hani.
language.
Yes, Sham. I think yes, they do have a language, but it's kind of not like a human, but it's kind of like when you sometimes call the animal's name, like a dog's name, maybe he will understand what are you calling him or something like that. This is what I think. They understand what are we, they understand their names and all kind of things.
Thank you for sharing that.
But they have some communication which is a little bit different from us. But as you can see, some features here we share it with animals. The rapid fading, it is the idea that true language, rather than a mere communication, will fade and finish rapidly once it's produced. So just when I produce a message, it can fade away or finish quickly once I finish, unless if we record it as what we are doing right now, or we write it. Okay, but considering the spoken language, it just fade away once I finish my speech. Broadcast transmission and directional reception. It is the idea that you can dictate where the sound comes from. So when you talk, when you can know from where the sound comes from. For example, I'll be in the street, someone will call you, you know that this voice comes from that side and not from that side. And you know who is talking. If you are knowing that person, you know that your friend, the name, for example, John or whatever. That's what we mean by broadcast transmission and direction. Total feedback is individuals are able to hear, modify, or correct message they have produced. This total feedback, we don't share it with animals, to be perfectly honest, because we have the idea, we have the capability to correct ourselves when we made a mistake during our speech. So that's what we mean by all these features. It is clear. If you have a question, just raise your hand so we can move on. I think Nirmal Sign had a question or raising her hand. Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Ikram, go ahead. You can hear you.
I think there is a net.
About something.
Let's move to the next.
Jamal, if you want to add something, just unmute yourself.
Okay, shall we continue?
Sure.
Hisham, I think there is an internet connection problem or something like that because it's very slow.
Yeah, I'm aware of this technical
Yes.
issues.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay. So, interchangeability. Would you like to read this paragraph for me? Anyone? Hanny?
Hey, honey.
I cannot see it. Where is it? The paragraph.
On it's on the screen. She is sharing a screen. Can you see it? Interchangeability.
No, I cannot see it, Hisham.
Okay, try to click on the screen sharing so you can see what Ikram is sharing right now. So anyone
You
else
cannot
wants
start
to
the screen sharing while other participants is sharing.
You don't need to share. Just look at the screen that Ikram is sharing right now. Okay, let me read it for you, Ikram. The speaker can both receive and send the same signal. Humans are not limited in the types of messages they can say here, whereas animal communication can be limited to gender and spaces.
So interchangeability means that, okay, I will give you an example so that you can understand what interchangeability means. Now I'm producing my speech, right? You can, I'm producing messages and you receive these messages, right? But when, for example, when we will end this meeting, someone of the participants will call me and he will talk to me about his feedback about this meeting. Then he would be the sender and I will be the receiver. Now I am the sender and the receiver at the moment, but later he will be the sender and I will be the receiver. Now here we see that the roles are interchangeable. I can be the sender as I can be the receiver. You can be the sender as you can. That's what do we mean by interchangeability. Whereas some animals cannot share with us this feature. Okay? It's purely human, by the way. All right. So semanticity or arbitrariness. You can see the screen. Oh, no.
Ikram, maybe you try to turn off your camera. Maybe it helps to enhance the signal.
Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay, now it is clear. Can you see?
Yeah, Ikram, since your signal and internet is not that good, try to turn off your camera to improve your internet, okay?
Thank you. So semanticity. Semanticity means that speech sounds can be linked to specific meaning. So it simply means what do I mean? What do I say? You can understand it. For example, in this picture, I will say pass the salt, please. You will pass it. Otherwise, you will do something like that. My mom used to do that to me. Not slap me, but she used to say because I really like salty food sometimes. So she said, just taste the food first, then I'll pass you the salt. Okay, no screen. Someone say that the screen is not shared.
Actually, I can see the screen.
Can you see the screen, guys? It's really
Yeah, I can see the screen. I think the screen is already shared now. You can continue.
okay. Now let's move to arbitrariness. because language is a symbol system, we give name to everything, and those names do not have any logical connection with the objects they represent. So it simply means that we have a lot of languages, we have a lot of words or that have nothing to do with the object they represent. For example, if I took a pen, and do you think that the word pen has anything to do with the shape of that pen? No, just a conventional meaning. What do we mean by conventional meaning? It's just an agreement among people. It is agreement among a group of people about a language. For example, the linguists of English, they just agree about pen. We have to name it pen, just like that. So you grow and you learn in English that pen named pen. It has nothing to do with its shape or anything, just an agreement among. That's it. Okay, it will lead us to the next feature, which is cultural transmission. So cultural transmission, it is the fact that one generation transmits its language to the following one, and so on. Noteworthy difference between animals and humans is that animals were born with innate capacity to express their needs, whereas humans must acquire an idiom to communicate in a verbal language. So simply, we transmit our language to the following generation and so on. But I would like to say that we didn't born speaking a language. We didn't born with a language. I wasn't born speaking Arabic, for example. It's simply that we born born with the capability to acquire an idiom, acquire a language, so that you see a lot of people have the ability to acquire more than 2 or 3 languages, and that also make us like to mention another feature here, which is called learnability. It's the fact that you can speak more than one language as human. But for example, if I'm just like I am in Morocco. I was born in Morocco and I raised up in Japan, for example. I would speak Japanese because the environment and the culture affects on me, affects on my language. It doesn't mean that I was born in Morocco, so I would just and if I move to another language, another countries, I would speak Moroccan. Now that's what the meaning of cultural transmission. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Just ask me to allow you to share your screen whenever you want to.
Okay. Okay, so this is one of the most important features, and it's only humans. Okay, so duality of patterning and this discreteness. We'd like to start with duality of patterning. Who would like to read for us? Someone would like to read, please? Yes, Annie.
Okay, anyone wants to read the screen?
Anyone to
Duality
read?
of printing. One of the most economical features of a human language, animals cannot comment sounds. They are fixed and limited in one single pair message. Whereas in human communication, they can combine individual sounds to produce longer words, perhaps to end sentences. The other one also?
Thank you. Yeah, just let's take a look of the first one, then we'll move the next. It's the duality of patterning.
7.
It's
Discrepancy.
economic.
Language.
Sorry, it's a myth again. So one of the economical features of human language, animals cannot combine sounds. They are fixed and limited in one signal per message, whereas in human communication, they can combine individual sounds to produce longer words, phrases, and sentences. So we have the ability to combine words, combine sounds, meaningless sounds to produce phrases and long sentences. This is what do we mean by duality of pattern. Okay, discreteness, normal time.
Yeah, actually, cultural transmission. It is the fact that one generation transmit its language to the following one and so on.
Well,
Noteworthy, the difference between animal and human is that animals were born with innate capacity. What we say is that a natural capacity to express their needs, whereas a human must
sorry,
acquire an idiom to communicate in a verbal language. So the main interesting thing about this cultural transmission is that if I talk about a human have to learn a different things to express their particular demand. For example, if a baby want to need somewhat of breast milk or what we any edible food product, then he can show. Then he can to learn. Then sorry. Then he have to learn a particular expression of demanding milk or any staple food. But if I talk about the animal category, animals there is a natural ability have a animals young ones do not have a need to express their feelings and their desires, so they have a natural ability in the comparison of human. So that is the main definition of a cultural transmission, and I think it is so easy to judge the meaning of cultural transmission because we can easily imagine the word cultural transmission. So that is the real definition of cultural transmission.
yes, you're right. This is what the mean of cultural transmission. Animals were born with this capability with a language. They born with this. For example, a dog was born barking. I mean, barking is something normal. He won't acquire it. Yeah. He won't just if he's in Japan, he won't say like
Yeah, actually this is a
he won't
natural.
he won't learn barking, which is different from the bark that he will learn in Morocco. No, it's the same. So this is what the means of the difference between humans and animals in the matter of cultural transmission. Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Similarly, if I talk about a dog is also have a natural ability of a navigation system, so that's why he can easily navigate anyway. For example, if we uh, send our dog into the nearby forest, which may be 20 to 25 kilometer, then he can easily approach the location of our house without any guidance. So that is the natural ability of a dog. So that's why we can say that animals have natural ability. What we say is that innate ability to express their desires and express their any feelings toward their beloved ones or even their moms. So that is the main difference of a human and animal.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim, allow me to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move to the scriptness. So the scriptness, it's okay. Like the scriptness, language composed of individual sounds, and each of these sounds compose our meaning. So let's take the word, for example, cat. It's it contains sounds in the phonemic script k, a, and t, right? So if we took the word act, it contains the same sound, just we change the order. So sounds can be combined and recombined in different and unmistakable ways. This is what do we mean by discreteness. We took unmeaningful, meaningless sounds, and we produce large, different and unmistakable words like act, cat, tack. This is only an example, okay? This will lead us to the next feature, which is productivity. So, who would like to read this feature, this paragraph? Sherry.
Okay. Yeah. Is the capability to manipulate and use words and sounds to create many sentences and express many thoughts. Language serves to humans to communicate whatever they want, unlike animals that have a limited number of sounds to express their needs. Example, colorless green ideas sleep furiously. What?
So yes, we have the capability to manipulate and use new words and sounds to create sentences and express many thoughts and feelings. So we have the ability to communicate whatever we want, unlike animals that have a limited number of sounds to express it. We have an example, a famous example in linguistics by a linguist named Noam Chomsky. It's colorless green ideas sleep furiously. It's separated words, unmeaningful, meaningless. We collect them together in a grammatical way correct grammatical way, we can understand it, right? Colorless green ideas furiously. We have the subject, verb, and complement. This would create an image in your mind, like this picture. I believe so. We have green, colorless green ideas. They are sleeping furiously. Yes, you can listen, you can hear something you have never heard before. We are able to produce something like that. Okay, so let's move to the last feature in not feature in the 13 features of Puppet. It's displacement. We would like to read. Okay. Would like to read, please.
Okay, let me help you to read this text. Okay, displacement. It is the ability to product messages, refer to the present, past, and the future time. Humans are able to convey messages despite space and time, but animals cannot. Their signals are limited and fixed.
So just have the ability to talk about things referred to the present, past, and future time. We can talk about things that didn't even exist, like unicorns, aliens, I don't know, zombies. So we just have to use our productivity as we talked about previously. We can talk about people didn't are not present. Yes, this is what do we mean by displacement. Whereas animals cannot talk about that. We cannot talk about their memories, not talk about their feelings with other people, something like that. So this is what do we mean by displacement. So that's it. That's the all 13 features, the basic 13 features. But I would like to take a look about the next expanded features by Charles, which is prevarication and reflexiveness. Who like to read about prevarication? Prevarication.
Jenny?
Jerry? You click on Jerry.
I said Jenny with the N this time.
Jenny.
Oh yeah, but you opened my microphone. Go ahead, Jenny.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that. Jenny, go ahead.
Yes, so like a prevarication. It involves human capacity to lie. Lying takes many forms in human language, and people, no matter how honest they claim they are, it remains feature that they use every day. And reflexiveness is the it is the ability to use language to talk about the language itself. Example, this sentence has 5 words. Yeah, finish.
Okay, so thank you. So prevarication, we have, it's the capability to lie. We have, as humans, we have the ability to lie. We can lie about things, about people, about feelings, about anything. And no matter how people claim they are really honest, we use this feature sometimes. As you can see here, politicians lie most of the time. Reflexiveness. It is the ability to use language to talk about language. So for example, this sentence has 5 words, or we can use like we can use some expression during our speeches, like linguistically speaking, needless to say. We can talk about language, to use language to talk about language. That's what we mean by reflexive. So as inclusion, okay, we can say that okay. So there are certain features which are shared by almost all communication systems. Can you see my? Can you see?
Yeah, I can see your screen now. It disappears from time to time.
Yeah, I see. Yes, so what can we have as a conclusion? So there are certain features which oh, okay. Can you see now? Okay, so there are certain features which are shared by almost all communication systems. So we can share it with animals too. So displacement okay. So displacement and cultural transmission are purely human features. Noteworthy that the most important data and language is the spoken and not the written one, because the basis of language is spoken and the written is the later stage. Moreover, the written form is slower to change than the spoken one. So you cannot change. It's hardly to change the written form than the. Now you can see. Than the spoken. Because some of the languages that we do have in the world do not have the written form. but they consider it to be a true language, so that the written form is not quite important than the spoken one. Okay, so these, among other things, show how rich human language is. It goes from expression needs to communicate feelings and thoughts. Okay. One of the features that really important to know, that language is a dynamic system. You know that language is changed by time. It's something normal, but we cannot consider it as a right, as good or bad things. But we ask sometimes, why do language change? So this paragraph answers this question. I would like to read Jerry again.
Okay, thank you. Language can change, evolve, and develop. It changes because the needs of its speakers change. New technologies, new products, and new experiences require new words to refer to them clearly and effectively. Languages, languages are a living entity. It borns and develop, develops if it is used, and if it has no longer native speakers, it dies.
Language is a living entity. It's like us. It learns, it develops, it grows, and then if it is used by us as native speaker, then it continues to change and develop. But if it has no longer a native speaker, then it dies. So, and we have a lot of languages that are dying and are in danger of extinction, by the way. So I would like to tell you, for example, this picture is one of the poems by Shakespeare. So if we read it now, I believe that we won't understand it, even if we are if you are even a native speaker, you won't understand 100%, because the word order at that time of the language grammar, the some vocabularies were really quite different and difficult than now, and that we can apply it on all languages. For example, even Arabic. If you take a look on some poems in old centuries, you won't understand it. Even if I'm a native speaker in Arabic, I won't understand. It's quite different and quite difficult.
Okay, Ikram, just for your information, yeah, we don't have much time left. Yeah, so we have about like 10 minutes.
I'm almost done.
Just to.
So yes, new technologies, new products, new experiences require new words, and it's our needs to change language. Now let's move to the next. I think the one last but not least. So that makes us question how many languages are there in the world now during 2020. Wondering how many languages there are in the world today in 2020. There are currently 7,111 known languages spoken by people around the world, according to Ethnologue, widely considered to be the most extensive catalog of the languages of the world. Sadly, this number declines every month. Of these languages, 90% are spoken by less than 100,000 people. There are 2,231 extinct languages. That means it doesn't appear in the world again. We won't use it. We don't use it no longer. And 2,400 of the world's languages are considered to be in danger of dying out. That's really bad fact and sad fact. So yeah. Last things I would like to take a look of the top 12 most spoken languages in the world. So what is the most spoken language in the world? Your what do you think the most spoken language?
Mandarin.
Okay. In 2020, there are some changes. Okay. So the most spoken languages in the 130 in the 32 speakers. Then the Mandarin, 170 million speakers. Then the Hindi language that contains 615 million speakers. Spanish, 554 million speakers. French, 2,080 million speakers. Arabic, 2,074 million speakers. Bengali, 2,065 million speakers. Russian, 2,068 million speakers. Portuguese, 199 million speakers. And Indonesian, 170 million. But I would like to tell you that that doesn't mean if English is the most spoken one, that means is English is the most superior language over all the languages. I would like to not think that way. And English, it's like all languages are equal. All languages are means of communication. We need to just learn languages as much as we can. So that's it. Thank you for questions, and thanks for being patient with me, because I really had a terrible connection, as I had a terrible share screen. Again,
Thank you so much, Ikram. And now let's add some minutes for our members to ask questions or to share their ideas and thoughts about the topic. So please, if you want to share your idea, just unmute yourself and speak before we wrap up our session for today.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, actually, the last question is there are different languages which are extincting at a mass rate. So there are different reasons behind the extinction of language. In my point of view, there are a plethora of reasons, especially if I talk about in my home nation, India. Most languages are disappearing because most people believe that if they speaking their native language in the contemporary world, so I think they will be considered as a low profile person and they will be considered as unilliterate persons. So that is the main reason behind the extinction of language. And the another reason is that most number of people are believe in advancement. As we know that English is the language of advancement, English is the language of technology, and English is the also language of medical science. So that's why most number of people prefer to live in a English atmosphere. So that's why they are forgetting to conversation with their native language in a society, local societal level. Also, these are the main reasons behind the extinction of language. So I think this is a really deplorable phenomenon happening in the entire universe, and I think it is very important to protect natural languages because native languages are basically the expression of our ideas to communicate with the local people and to share our ideas at a mass rate. So I think there should be appropriate measures should be taken by the authority of nations, and that is where we can protect different languages from the brink of extinction.
Thank you, Nirmal. So anyone else wants to share something?
It's basically regarding to the same point that Nirmal was mentioning. The last week, actually, not a few days. The last week, we had a small conversation with a person from New York, and she was saying that obviously, well, in New York, a lot of people immigrate over there in order to receive more opportunities, and mm, um, a good amount of people they come from small villages where they mostly speak these very small languages because there are very spoken around. And she was mentioning that in there, the New York government, they have found that a lot of the extinct languages, they're having kind of like a refuge in New York because all these people they come, well, they go over there and then they start to teach their language to their kids. So it's very interesting because if they were at their country, probably they will forget about that language, because of the thing that Nimal, Nirmal was saying. They kind of get ashamed of the language. I don't know, but being in New York, um, they are proud of keeping their heritage. So a lot of the kids they speak these almost dead languages. I think it's very I can see it here in Mexico, for example, in my community. Um, we are the region that speaks one of the languages that is called Nahuatl, but I don't know it. My grandmother, she knew it. And at some point when I was a kid, she tried to teach me, but I refused. I rejected because I said, I don't need that one. I'd rather learn something else. Obviously, I was a kid at that moment. Now I regret it a lot because if I wouldn't have the opportunity to learn a language, then my neurological system will got better and it will be easier for me to learn even more languages. But to the point that I want to go is that yes, in some places in the world that we might think that how do we have this tiny language in here if it's thousands and thousands of kilometers separated? It happens. Also in the main capitals of the world, I guess, they're also a shelter for these tiny languages. Yeah, so that was only a thought that I had when I heard the presentation and also Nirmal.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, so thank you so much for joining our CTI Global Conference. And we are very sorry about the technical issues. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, so sorry for the technical issues for today. Weak internet and yeah, some problems with sharing. We very apologize about that. And thanks for being patient and see you next weekend. Bye for now.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
Ikram.
you.
Thank you.
See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Kram.
Thank you. Thank you, Ikram. Thank you, Isham.